I'm a bit orange. Welcome to the channel. Those of you that haven't been here before, if you haven't been here before, welcome. Over the past couple of weeks I've been quite busy. I've been learning how to build a website, and I've started off with Squarespace. And it's not a sponsored thing, by the way, because I know you don't like sponsored things. But I just wanted to say Squarespace, Wix and all those sort of channels that or website builders that say, oh, this is easy, just a couple of clicks away from a fantastic website. No, it's not. It's not a couple. Well, the website's good, I'm sure, when I finished. Easy? No. Couple of clicks? Define a couple of clicks. No. Hundreds to date. So all you website type, buildy type people, for people my age, no, it ain't easy at all. But also in there, I've been in London town. My daughter was over on a course, and I went down to London town to see her. So it's one of those things where this is what I've been doing throughout the weeks. And I went to see my grandson. She was on a course, family come over, opportunity for me to go and see my grandson. I'm called Grandad Boat for some reason. A great time. So the journey starts from Green Park and ends at Green Park, but the day was clearly about the family, so not a lot of filming. So there is a 2-minute montage of what I saw around London. Why don't you run the intro and run the VT? You haven't done that for a while. Run the intro and run the VT. Say it with a bit of passion. Say it, bit of passion. Run the intro, run the VT, and then do the handy bit. Okay, yeah. Run the intro and run the VT. The hand adds to the transition, and makes it easier for the editing. This is getting more difficult as it goes on, isn't it? I feel like I'm talking to myself sometimes. Well, you are. I know I am, but run the intro, run the VT, do something that's a little bit inspiring. Why don't you do it? All right, I will. So, 2 minutes, montage, run the intro, run the VT. Kensington Palace. Across from Buckingham Palace. Have a quick look at that, I suppose. This is known as the wedding cake, or it should be the Victoria Memorial, but wedding cake. Frustrated driver approaching the Mall. People in the road, look. And there's those two workmen on Wellington Barracks Parade Square. They should be in step, really. Come on, fellas, get a grip. The site of Big Ben and Parliament Square. I think you get in trouble with this in America. Jaywalking. UK. Never mind. Biggest Bennis. And here we go in the evening is Chinatown. Had a lovely meal. I don't know who this fella is, but he's doing some guitar in Leicester Square, and this fella's talking in Leicester Square. Some shops, the Hard Rock Cafe for those that are interested. Now it took me a long time to find the music to fit these three dancers. Piccadilly Circus. And there's some lunatic here, look. Yeah mate, I get it. And there's another one. Gentleman's Quarter. Pall Mall, I think. Something like that anyway. The Ritz. Never stayed there. Just passed under it. And this young lady is singing some opera. Here endeth my little journey. You can see my picture of my daughter and grandson on the Instagram if you're interested. I'm meeting a fella called Jamie at the pub, but we're not going to that pub, which is a Fisheries Inn. we're going to another pub in Hemel. But it's 7:30 nearly, and there's a reason why I don't go out this late at night. It's because I'm tired. I have got used to, particularly in the winter time when it's dark, to go to bed early. And because Russell works, he goes out at night like normal people do. How old am I? Dreadful, isn't it? Absolutely dreadful. I'm right on top of the Geocache, which is just by fisheries. Can I find it? No. It says here BYOP. I don't know what BYOP means. Don't know. This geocaching, well, it gets me off the boat. Good thing. But hello. Look at that. Found it. Ha ha! So there we go. It works. Geocaching. It's a nice fresh morning. And autumn's in. Autumn's in because it's fresh in the mornings. Oh, it's fresh in the mornings in the summer, but you know, not this type of fresh. Not hello fresh. I'm going to mention about that in a couple of videos time, my experience. But I'm on my way again. I've only stayed here for a week. It's a nice place, Boxmoor, next to the Fisheries Cafe. Guy called Alan, and here's a guy called Alex, and I met him. I helped him move in, essentially. So the weather has changed, and essentially I think autumn arrived about a week ago. See you later. It arrived about a week ago, and now there are some people that put the stoves on. I haven't. I've seen some fires being lit, and what surprises me again is this part of Fisheries Pound, lots of room. I'm going up to Berkhamsted. I'll probably stay there a week and then I'll move on again. I don't know, I just got things I want to do, and staying in a place for I have explored those areas, so I'll stop just for catch up with a few people or do what I need to do, see who I need to see, and then move on. Look at that moon up there. Lovely. So much easier when you've got another person on the boat with you to do the locks, you know, just jump off, set the lock. And then I haven't done a lock by myself, well, often, for a while actually. Look at all that smeg. The gate needs emptying, or the lock needs emptying of that smeg. I don't know, there's something wrong with this. But look at that view. Almost worth it getting up this time in the morning and doing some locks and all that sort of stuff. Come on. It's not quite ready, but I'm pushing against the canal a little bit. Oh, good for your legs, good exercise. Hey. Thank you for all those people that commented on last week's video. It took me a day and a half actually to answer them all, and a bit more I think, as I do some on the early, and anyway, day and a half. Full 8 hour, probably 12 to 14 hours it took me to answer all those comments if I added all that time up together. But it was worth it because on reflection I learnt a lot. Now I understand that there's a lot of people, including myself, thought it was a lot of faff. There's lots of comments of, I don't really trust the water filtration system, and when do you know it fails? Again, I agree. And I think the gold-plated solution actually is to have a water tank for tap water from the water points and a water tank for the grey water which you drag out the canal. Now arguably you could say that you need 2 water pumps because one's contaminated, one's not. You would need 2 sets of plumbing that goes to the shower and perhaps a washing machine, and then the other set of plumbing goes to you wash your, normal washing up and cooking and all that sort of stuff. So I understand. I think that's a gold-plated solution, and if you've got that, great. Can you retrofit? Well, I think if you had a pump out and you took away your black water tank and you changed pump out to another method of toileting, then that space where the black water tank was, you could have that as a freshwater tank, new plumbing system, so therefore you don't have to perhaps rejig your boat, and that would be the nightmare, I think, if you wanted to retrofit another tank. People want about a bladder tank on the roof. I think it changes the centre of gravity. I think that water's quite a heavy bit of kit actually, and besides I've got my coal on the roof. But all of that said, I like to think that Susanna, well done. Thank you very much for allowing me on your boat to share your experience, and I know you're fighting through the issues that you've got, and you are fighting through it, and whilst you're not a first mover, you're an early adopter. Well done. I think you're very brave doing that, and the fact that you want to live and you're fighting through all the issues that you're coming up against and you're making it work, well, I think you should be congratulated for that. And whilst it's not a system that is right for me at this stage, who's to say what's around the corner? I think if you had a private mooring, for example, whether it be on the canal or the river, and you're quite some distance away from a water point, and like here, from Marsworth down, and there's a lot of places that have a fuel boat, and you can order your fuel, you can order your coal, you can order your wood, but what you can't do is order water. So if you had that system, I think it's horses for courses. There are times I think I could use it, but now while I'm continuously cruising is not that time, and if I go into a marina it's not that time, because you have a tap at the end of the marina docking station thing. I think they call it a mooring, or outer space. What else do I want to talk about? I want there to be a slight change in the way I do these vlogs. I hope you're going to stick with it whilst I figure it out. But I think over the winter time there's less stuff going on, and I do struggle at times to find something interesting to talk about, hence the reason I talk about stuff. But I want to concentrate on being a little bit more intimate. Don't take that the wrong way, of course, but share my thoughts of living on a narrowboat more so than I do, because often it doesn't fit the storyline. And like I said, if I've got something to say that's longer than what I want to produce a vlog, so if it's longer than 15 minutes, let's say, I might push it out on a Sunday and make a chatty type of thing. So Wednesdays, I still want to continue with Wednesdays, but they may be 10 minutes, they may be 15 minutes, which is going to constrain me. It's going to make me concentrate and get the nub of the issue instead of waffling on like I do. I'm moving myself along. Put myself in stretch, that's the word. There's a book that I'm reading at the moment from a subscriber. Hang on. Regime Change, it's called, by the author Mark Dingley. Interesting book. I like the way he writes. I like the way he moves from one scene to the next, and how he introduces the characters. Where's that? That Eensy Weensy is Eensy in again. I like the way he introduces all the characters. I think I squashed you. But I kind of think to myself, on a Sunday we could do a book review, couldn't we? I'd like to support Mark and Richard Near Death. I'm not sure if I explained that. I know I've been reading it on the tube, so it's kind of like, let's have a book club. It's the sort of things that people, you and me, if you're my age and above, perhaps, or maybe if you're younger, I don't know. But it'd be nice for us to sort of say, right, let's read this book or that one, read it, and in a month's time, I'll do a book review, and then we can interact like we do on the comments, and then you can. I think it'd be quite a nice thing to do. There's other books I've got in there from mainstream authors, but if you are an author and you want to send me a book, please do so, and then we can do a book review. I thought that might be a good idea. So that's something else that I want to try and introduce. And the intimacy bit is, I can talk to camera for 5 minutes or longer about stuff, about what it's like to live on a narrowboat. Perhaps other people don't talk about the intimacy of living on a narrowboat. For example, I've lit my fire. I did last night. I was lying on the sofa and then I woke up. I was watching Jimmy B, James Bond, and I nodded because that's what I do. And then I woke up with a sudden chill. I thought, oh, it's a bit chilly. So I lit the fire last night. All that fuss I made last year about getting the fire stoked up and getting it working. Oh, lit it last night. Bobby Dazzler kept the boat warm. Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. Last thing on my notes is, I want to say thank you for those people. I was in Berkhamsted. There's a couple of people that stopped me and said, oh, hello Chris, thanks very much, like your channel and all that sort. Thank you for stopping and talking to me, very much appreciated. There was a fella that was walking his dog this morning. He goes, like your channel mate. I thought, oh, thank you very much. And also shout out to Debbie and her husband. They stopped, and then we stood on the bow. We were having a chat and shooting this stuff. Great. Thank you very much, all those people that stop and have a chat with me, and also Wayne and Wendy. So I've seen quite a few people this week, last week, this week. I don't know what day it is sometimes. Every day is a boating day. It doesn't really have a Mon, Chew, Wed and Sat Sun. No, just every day is a boating day. Boat day. I've just done a day of editing for Wednesday's vlog, and I need to get myself out on the ground just to clear my head, do a bit of exercise, and I'm listening to a playlist along the way, some 80s, 90s and a bit of soft music, which I really enjoy. So thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, give it a go, because I'm living on a narrowboat and talk about it. So until next week, ciao.